So good afternoon, everybody. There are so many like esteemed people over here. So I wouldn't name a lot of people, but of course, Srinara Hari sir, Nelai Mathu sir, Balaji sir, and a lot of other people, Mr. Debraj Maulik, and other people whom I was a part of whom I was a part with at the 17th International Science Fiction Conference in Varanasi. So I remember a lot of names. And so good afternoon. I'm going to talk about my science fiction book, Krikos. So this is a pure hardcore space sci-fi. So as it has been discussed for the past half an hour, 45 minutes, India, a lot of people across the world have been inspired by Star Wars and a lot of the other science fiction works by Jules Verne and other big time authors. And as Mr. Muthu sir pointed out, that liquid fueled rockets were inspired by science fiction. I might also point out that I wrote a research paper which I presented at that conference in Varanasi. There are a lot of other things like helicopters, submarines, atomic bombs, and a lot of other things were directly inspired, and it has been addressed by the inventors itself themselves that they were inspired by those particular works of science fiction, like A Clipper of the Clouds inspired helicopters and all. So science fiction is actually from science and towards science also. So I think it's a universe in itself in between science and what has been and what will be. So you're talking about Krikos. So Krikos, of course, is a Latin word which means ring. And since my childhood, I was quite motivated, inspired by the idea of what comes around, what goes around comes around. So everything is happening in a circle. So for me, I wanted to explore a very utopian world. So I observed a lot of science fiction books about the future, and I realized that a lot of works were talking about a dystopia, technological dystopia, or some kind of a war front which is there in the future. Everybody's fighting a war. So I realized that we are not addressing the utopia in the form of technological advancement which has been achieved in that era. So in Krikos, which means a ring, vertical horizon. So this is a paradox in itself. The word horizon is derived from the word horizontal, or actually it's vice versa. The word horizontal is derived from the word horizon, but here we have the vertical horizon. So actually the Earth's horizon is going down, as you see in a very wide sea that the ships are rising up from the horizon. So here the vertical horizon represents a horizon that is rising upwards. It's actually a decentralized gravity which is towards the outside. So that is something which I have come up with. I have justified it with the norms of science which are present, but they are of course extrapolated them to an extent which is not right now possible. The Krikos of vertical horizon is a dystopian as well as utopian world. Dystopian in its political and civic sense, and utopian in its technological advancement. Everything is near perfect in this book. Everything is near perfect technologically. Humankind, if I may say, humankind has achieved everything that can be imagined. So anything that you imagine from the realm of science to metaphysics to magic, even that has become true because of technological advancement. Anything which you can imagine. Even if you imagine something which I have not written, I will write in the sequel. So anything which the limits of a human brain can imagine is a part of this book. But still, there is a constraint, there is a restriction in the form of human tendencies to actually explore. So human beings have something called anthropocentrism. We are maybe cursed or blessed with this. We believe that we have some special purpose in existence, and maybe we do. And our pursuit towards this utopia is only to find that purpose. In this book, I'm exploring that if we have achieved everything technologically possible, then would the urge to seek more die? If we have explored everything there is to, if we have seen everything there is to, then what will be our purpose of existence to us? What will be satiating our hunger to explore? So that is the idea which I've explored, and that actually leads to a much more darker times, and we call that utopia to be that technological, that limit, that crescendo that we have achieved. After that, we'll have a much more darker phase which will cause a dystopia. So this is first of 6 books which I'm writing. It has been recently released globally by Lead Start, and in the coming 2 years you'll also see a small mini series of this on an OTT platform. And so I'm working for that as well. And as we have also discussed the transformation of books into visual media, and I think it's very important also that the books and written content goes through other streams and media to people, and everybody can absorb such content and stories through the preferred media, through their preferred media. So yeah, this is Krikos, the Vertical Horizon, and that's my latest book.